Hey, so what's going on, everybody? Today, obviously not quite an unboxing, but still something of a review, just more of a follow-up of sorts, if you will. So, when these shoes came out, the 720s, right? I didn't really look into a whole lot of information about them because when I wanted to buy a pair, they were still new, so I figured there probably won't be a whole lot to go off of anyway. But over time, they've been out for a while. A lot of people have picked them up, some just more casually, some doing like the long-term reviews. All that stuff has happened. But I had only worn these so much, maybe between the two of them, I'm talking maybe like 3 hours, like you go to the gym, you go home, you take them off. That's how both of these worked for me. So I was talking to Gunplay in the comments of some video or maybe on Instagram, I'm not sure. But he had mentioned something about wondering what my take was on what their all-day comfort is like. Because initially, there's often a break-in period of something, and then they get a little better. Sometimes they start off great and they get better. Sometimes they start off great and just kind of plateau right there. To me, Ultra Boosts don't really like go up very much. A little bit, but like something like a Vapor Max goes up a lot over time. So I didn't really have anything to say about these, so I told him, like, you know what, when I find the time, I'm gonna throw these on, go out, do like a whole weekend wear or something like that, just to kind of see where they stand for me. And what I came to the realization of is that these, because I wore these all day Saturday as on my trip up to Seoul, and then I was mostly indoors. But then on Sunday we went out, walked around and all that stuff, just kind of seeing the city. And so I did get in a good amount of time wearing these over the weekend. And they are not the most comfortable shoe. They are not. Now, to be fair, I did go true to size, and when I did the initial review, and even still I remember thinking that, okay, they are a snug fit at like going true to size, but that's generally what I like. The only thing that kind of changes is with this versus say like my 97 pluses. Those, they have a very similar fit as far as how they feel on my foot and everything. It's just that those seem to be a little more forgiving. It's just different materials and all that stuff on the upper that really just kind of creates a better overall experience. So I put these on, I wore them all around thinking, okay, they'll break in over time, right? As shoes normally do. And they did get a little better, right? It's just that even after wearing them for that period of time, and again, I know this isn't the longest wear test, but even after that period of time, I was still mostly underwhelmed by how they felt. Now, to be fair, one of my friends on Instagram, he did chime in, Fatboy Clean Sneaks _ at the end. I think it's at the end. He chimed in and he was like, hey, like, I have some of those. They aren't super comfortable, but go half size up. And so that's probably what I'm gonna do, is probably buy another pair, not like the same color, different color, but go up half and do this whole thing all over again. Because while I do like the fit, it is my preferred fit, the shoe themselves just don't seem to, they seem a little rigid, honestly. And I think part of it has to do with just like the way it is on the tongue there, not on the tongue, on the tip of the toe there, that block or whatever it is. Because as I'm walking, I feel like my toe is like it wants to move, and this block is like, no, I'm going to put an end to that. So moving on past those, I remembered liking these a lot more, right? These, the Sunrise pair versus the Northern Lights, this is more of like a cloth type of upper, like on a lot of the Vapor Max Pluses and things like that, whereas this is some sort of more solid mesh, like on a lot of like those the Reptile Pluses they just look this way. But I don't know, it's just a more solid mesh. I can't think of anything to compare it to, but just go with it. But so I put these on today, and I went out to the gym, and then from there I came home, then I went back out to get a haircut, and then over to dinner, just to kind of wear these around for a bit. And the store was pretty much the same, honestly. Though, again, these were better just because the shoe itself is more comfortable, just because of the different materials. Personal opinion, of course. But what it really boils down to is that I think for these, you probably do actually want to go up half a size just to be a little more comfortable, over what you would normally wear in any other Air Maxes. Because all my other Air Maxes are all 9s, with the exception of the Vapor Max, which is 9.5s. So I would say you probably want to go up half, because overall, even once you get past that initial part where it feels like you're leaning forward all the time, I mean, you kind of get used to that. I don't know if it just wears down, like if the body weight just kind of brings the bubble down a little bit, or if it's just I got used to it. But it starts off weird, but that's a non-factor after like not very long wearing them. But the one thing that does matter is the overall comfort, and for the price of these, I can't recommend them over all the other options. I mean, whether you're an Adidas guy or a Nike guy or anything else that would be comparable, for this price point, $180, right? I can't see the thing on there. I'm pretty sure these come in at $180, maybe $190. But I would gladly take a Vapor Max or an Ultra Boost over these. Even those Pegasus 35 Turbos, I'd take those over this, just because they're more comfortable, right? And that's ultimately what it's all about. Now, I'm not going to say I'm never going to buy another pair of these again, because they're not that bad. I know I may make it sound like it's a bad shoe. I'm not trying to come off that way. I just want to say that they aren't as comfortable as shoes that are similar. So if you're buying these, hopefully you're getting them on a sale, and hopefully you're trying them on first and walking around a little bit, and both like within the store on both sizes, your normal size and your up half a size, because that's what you're gonna want to do. So in short, not super comfortable. Over time, these did kind of make my feet hurt just a little bit in this region, but they're also very solid. These didn't really have that problem, and I really think it comes down to this toe part, which is why the tip of my toes felt the way it did. So there you have it. I don't think I have anything else to add to this, but again, I still like the shoe. I'm just gonna have to try another size, and hopefully that goes a little better, and then I'll add some more to the collection. But kind of wish I had known that earlier, but again, it's what happens when you're an early adopter. You just kind of take that risk. So, because these were this was the first colorway, and I think this might have been, I don't remember if there was a batch of other colors in the second one, but I know that this one came out right after this one. But I think there was another color or two that came out with it. I just can't recall, and I'm not going to look it up because I'm not putting any pictures in here, so whatever. Yeah, so that's it for me. I'm going to wrap this up. I will see you guys again before the end of the week, because I should have an unboxing to do in the next, we'll call it 3 days. Hopefully. I mean, assuming the mail service works like it's supposed to. And then, again, whenever my mom mails the stuff that she had to pick up for me back in the States, or was mailed in the States. I don't really remember the situation, but I didn't get them here. And they didn't get sent here initially, so bit of a delay on some things. Anyways, that's it for me. Hope you guys have a nice rest of your day and or night, wherever it is, or whatever it is where you are. And I will see you all hopefully soon. Until then, I got some other videos. Go watch one or two. They're all great. Or go watch some of the other people's videos that I also approve of. Those are the links that I'm going to put up here at the end of the video. Links to other people's channels, because you got to spread the wealth, right? And maybe some links down at the bottom for some of my friends and such. All right, that's it for me. Good night, or goodbye, good day, whatever.